I know I probably should be explaining where I've been and what's been going on in my life since I last uploaded a video. Frankly, the only thing on my mind right now is Kim Jonghyun. For anybody who doesn't know, Jonghyun was a member of the band SHINee. They were formed in 2008. Initially, when I first got into K-pop, Girls' Generation was my first official K-pop group. In terms of my first guy group, SHINee was my first official guy group. I remember first seeing Sherlock. That was my first SHINee video. And I remember immediately, wow, okay. Great. Already gonna start crying. I immediately remember looking at all the guys and being drawn to one specific person, and that was Jonghyun. And I didn't know why. For some particular reason, I was drawn to Jonghyun. He was my favorite. He was my bias. He's been pretty much my ultimate bias out of every single male K-pop group that I've ever listened to. When I heard that Jonghyun had killed himself, honest to goodness, I was in shock. I didn't want to believe it was true. I just kind of laughed it off and I said, okay, great, another celebrity death hoax. I anticipated the articles to come out later and for SM to say, oh, it's just a hoax, you know, don't worry about it, Jonghyun's fine. As more details began to come out, that's when reality set in. Now, I'm not here to get on a soapbox and to talk about how much I love Jonghyun, because honest to goodness, I could go on for hours and hours and we would be sitting here. I'd have to edit a 5-hour video and you'd probably have like 2.5 hours worth of footage. I want to talk about the seriousness of what he went through. It was clear in the media. It was clear in any interview he did. It was clear because he had openly talked about his mental illness, and still, it took him out in the end. Reading his suicide note, honest to goodness, kind of hit me deep. Because not a lot of people know this about me, but I've struggled with similar depression. Everything can appear fine on the outside. Everything, anyone looking in can say, oh, she's got a happy life. She's got a boyfriend. She's got a family. Anybody could have looked at Jonghyun's life. Oh my gosh, look how famous he is. Look how talented he is. Look at the life he's built for himself. But when you look on the inside and you really see how lonely it is, God only knows what fame did to him. For me, it was bullying, years of constant mental torment. And so I just kind of took a moment. This was a person who was hurting. This was a person who was actually crying out for help. Because if you go back and look at his Instagram, you'll see that his posts started getting not as consistent since 2015. He was telling us that there was something wrong, and he felt like he had no one to go to. He felt like he had nothing. That's a very sombering feeling. Knowing that it came to the lowest of the lows in his mind, that he had to kill himself and be taken from this world. You know, it breaks my heart. And it especially breaks my heart because my first ever real love for K-pop. And when Jonghyun got his solo album, I was so happy. You know, my mom and I were actually talking about it before I found out the details and in his suicide note of why he did it. And she said to me, you know, fame does things to people. And I didn't realize how severe it was. My main goal in posting this video is hopefully to not seem like some K-pop fan who's gone off the deep end or who has jumped on the bandwagon because they want views or they want pity. My goal in making this video is to hopefully touch one person and say, hey, you're not alone. There's someone out there who understands you. There's someone out there who loves you. There's someone out there who doesn't want you to go. There's someone out there in the world who wants to keep you, who wants to show you love, who wants to be there for you. And even if that one person is me or somebody in your circle of friends, you're important. I just don't want his death to be in vain. And at the same time, there are millions and dozens of men and women and young kids who are dying because they feel like they have no one. If you feel like you are alone. If you feel the way he felt, if you feel the way that I have felt before, please know that there is someone out there that loves you and that cares about you. I've left a list of the international hotlines and helplines for anybody who is going through depression or any sort of mental illness in the description. If you're going through that, please call one of those numbers wherever you are in the world. I hope so badly that whatever this is, whatever this video is, can help at least just one person, if not more. I'm done now. That's all for today, you guys.